Hello, y'all. Hey, how do you like this? My mother used to wear her scarves like this. And I don't know, I was thinking about her and I thought, I think I'm going to do that. Just a reminder of my mom and in memory of my mom. And, I look in the mirror and I go, Mom, what are you doing here? Because I never realized in growing up that I favored my mother so much. So much. I was in denial. But my mother was a beautiful woman. I just didn't see myself being beautiful like her. And then as she got older, I thought, oh, Mama, you're getting old. Look at all those wrinkles. But she didn't have wrinkles. That's the thing. My mother had the most beautiful complexion. She was 90 years old when she died. In fact, in 6 days, wow. In 6 days, it'll be, what, 17. She died in 2007. So, she she would have been 101 years old. Wow. Oh, Mama. 90 years old. And until about 6 months before she passed away, her complexion was flawless. She took very good care of her complexion. She was very light complected, unlike me, where the Native American really shows up on me. My mother was very light complected, and so she was always putting creams, and she liked oil of Olay. That was her favorite, oil of Olay. I used it for a long time. It didn't work for me. I thought, well, it would not let me have any wrinkles whatsoever. That does not work. But anyway, I want to really talk about when you decide that you're going to camp somewhere, what to do or not to do. Number one, do not depend on your GPS. It has lost me many times. Not really many, but several times it has really lost me. And so I always, and before I used GPS, I used Atlas, and I've got my Atlas right back here behind my cushion of my seat. I always use my Atlas. Sometimes I look at it and say, oh, they're sending me this direction. But if I cut down this way, I am going, because they're sending me like this and then this way. But if I come like this, I'm going to be saving a lot of miles because I'm not going all the way that way and then having to come all the way down. I'm going down. So look at your Atlas. Don't depend on GPS. And learn how to read a map. That's another thing you need to do. You need to learn how to read a map. I learned a long time ago. I'm very good with, I'm not bragging, I'm just saying I'm very good with the maps. But it's a really need to do. You need to have that Atlas. Another thing is when you decide you're going to camp out somewhere, before you go there, make sure you find out how far it is to get water, how far it is to go grocery shopping, how far it is to the hospital or clinic or anything like that, just in case, because you never know what's going to happen. This morning, my blood pressure went way high, and I take blood pressure medication. So immediately, I took my blood pressure pill. And I did some meditation, calmed myself down. My blood pressure is okay right now. Thank you. But make sure you know the distance, because it makes a difference about how much money you're spending. I try never to be more than maybe 15 miles at the max from any place that I can get my resources, my supplies and things like that. And something I've learned, and I've learned this recently, is to try how to get free water. To go to like a gas station, and if they have a water faucet outside, I don't use the water they use to put in the radiator. I don't use that water. But if they have a faucet outside, I will go and ask, can I get some water? Most of the time they'll say yes. I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time. Another place that I've learned is a church. Yeah, a church. I have gone and seen a car at a church and have driven up and gone inside and went to the office and explained to them what I'm doing and if I can possibly use their water faucet outside to get water. And they're always very nice about it, always. It's amazing how wonderful they are. Another thing that I try to do is I never let myself, you know, it's silly, but I don't let myself go below a half a tank of gas. I'm always thinking, what if my gas gauge is not correct? So I always make sure, and you never know, it could fizzle out. So I always make sure that and since I know my vehicle, I know that I can travel over 300 miles on half a tank. So I make sure that that's what I do. I will stop and I will fill it back up. And another thing, it doesn't cost that much once you fill it back up. From a half a tank, yeah, that's half the money. Then going all the way down to almost empty and have to fill it back up. From Louisiana to Bryan, Texas, from Bryan, Texas to here. Now I'm talking about Louisiana, where I was in Louisiana, which was not that close to here. I used a total, a full tank, total, because I used a little bit less than a half a tank to get to Bryan, Texas, and then I filled her up when I left, and I am at a half a tank. So yeah, it's awesome. You know, you just have to be very watchful as to where you spend your money, how much money. Gas, I use my Gas Buddy, and believe me, that's a lot of help. So get Gas Buddy, get that app, because it will show you how much it is in certain areas where you're at. And it saves money. I have saved as much as 30 cents a gallon because of my Gas Buddy. All right. I don't want to make this video very long because I don't want to bore you all. But I want you all to know that I love each and every one of you. Truly, truly do here. I appreciate every one of you. And to all my new subscribers that I have not responded to correctly, because I like to verbally, or I like to text my reply, but sometimes I just hit that little star, that little heart, and believe me, that little heart comes from here. But I want to thank each and every one of you. I appreciate you. Thank you. And don't forget to share. I mean, you know, I'm not very wise. I'm not a very wise person. But the wisdom that I do have, I'd like to share it because sometimes it may help somebody else. And that's what I'm here for. Not just for myself, but to be able to help someone else. And also, guys, love thyself. Tell somebody you love them. Hugs to every one of you, and peace.